Hey YouTube, it's Stacy. I just wanted to finally make a video because it has now been 6 weeks since my surgery. I figured that people would have thought that I just probably fell off the face of the earth and was never going to update y'all with my progress. You have to excuse it. It is May 15th and it's about 1 a.m. in the morning. Being a night worker, I tend to stay up late. Um, and the rest of the family were all asleep. So I figured what's the best time, the quietest time in the house to make a video, which would be right now. So I wanted to do that to update you guys. So I had a gastric sleeve or gastrectomy, VSG, vertical sleeve gastrectomy. Sorry, I'm botching this whole thing. On April 1st, April Fool's Day, and I am now 6 weeks out. I turned 6 weeks on Monday to be exact. I had intended to do a 4 week update, but being busy and whatnot, it just didn't happen, so I apologize for that. So I just wanted to go ahead and do a 6 week video. Let me go ahead and give you the numbers real quick for those that are interested. I just got on the scale yesterday and it is down 42 pounds. Yay, go me. So it has been great for the majority of the time. I haven't had any complications or anything like that. I've had my butt in the gym and been working out there. I'm still not loving cardio very much. It's like a love-hate relationship. I hate it more than I love it. I'd rather do weights. That just seems to be easier. That's kind of always been my mantra. It's easier for me to move weight than to move my weight. But hopefully, as my weight starts going down, I'll be able to do cardio much easier. It was funny. My husband was laughing at me the other day because I don't know if it's with the surgery or what, but my endurance has not been very good. Um, I'm doing everything I can do. I'm trying to work out at least 3 days a week, sometimes four, depending on how many shifts I work. During the week, I don't really make it to the gym when I work just because there's only 12 hours, that I'm working. Well, actually more like 13 once I get there a little before, a little after, blah, blah, blah. So after that, then eating and fitting in all my water, usually on days I work, I do not get to the gym. So I just have to wait and do it on my days off. But it was funny because, I'll do about 20 minutes of cardio and I'm trying to go up each time. But again, I just hate it so much, even though I have music in my ear and, I'm looking at the TV on the little treadmill or bike or whatever I'm doing. It's just, oh, I just hate it so much. And I get winded really fast and I get fatigued really fast. So I still feel like that girl that, weighed 312 pounds, even though I'm like down to 270 now. So I'm really happy about that, but it's just, you know, the exercise just tires me out. I do really good lifting weights. Like I went up from, you know, 3 pound dumbbell curls to now I can do like 8 pound dumbbell curls and shoulder press and stuff. And it was so funny because right after surgery, when I first started, 3 pounds, I was like, oh my gosh, what happened to my muscle? 3 pounds is it's nothing. Like a toddler could probably pick that up, but it just was really hard. So I just had to go slow. But the other day I said, oh yeah, I'm like this workout queen now. Let me try to get on the elliptical. And the elliptical at the gym that we're using is a little bit different than the ellipticals we used at the other Gold's gym that we used to be members to. And so, anyway, it just works a little bit different. And they're a lot stiffer. They're not worked in because it's a new gym. It just opened like maybe 2 months ago. And so I said, yeah, my husband's doing 20 minutes over here. So I did like 15 on the treadmill, got a good warm up, got a good sweat going. Then I did 5 over on the bike just to, have some variety because, I was trying to aim for that 20 minutes. And then I said, oh, well, my last 2 minutes, let me just do the elliptical. So I plugged in 10 minutes and I made it all of 6. Yes, 6 minutes. And let me tell you, it was such a slow 6 minutes, my pace, that the machine kept trying to turn off. Like it didn't even recognize that I was in motion. I was like, what's going on here? So the machine's a little sucky, but I just keep thinking I'm just gonna keep plugging along. So then the next time I got on it, I told myself I have to surpass my 6 minutes. So I made it all of 8. And again, it's like 8 dripping sweat, slow, and the machine's beeping at me and it keeps saying, if you want to continue exercising, please pedal faster. And I'm like, I can't go any faster, like I'm so tired. But other than that, things are going really good in the gym. I had a big stall between week 3 to 5. So anybody that's thinking about having surgery or that has had surgery, just know that a stall is coming. If it's different for everybody, but it's coming between like 3 and 5 weeks out. So my husband had to hear me play my like world's smallest violin for myself because for the 2 weeks I didn't lose any weight, and then I had those doubts thinking the surgery didn't work. What am I doing wrong? Am I eating too many carbs? Which we're practically on no carbs, so that's almost impossible. But I just could not figure it out, and nobody told me about a stall until I got on the support group online, Obesity Help, that y'all always hear me talking about, and cried to those people, and then they were like, "Oh my gosh, nobody told you about this." And I was like, no, after all the lurking that I do online and stuff, like, no, I didn't know about a stall. So then all of a sudden I said I'm not gonna weigh, and I didn't weigh for like 4 or 5 days in a row. And then when I got on, bam, there it was, like 4 pounds gone automatically. So I actually got to skip a few pounds, which was nice. And then I was, really loving my skill after that. So that's kind of what's been happening lately. I've been doing really good with my food. Um, I am able to start on a little bit denser meats. Like tonight, my husband barbecued a brisket. So we had brisket and like I don't want to say barbecued vegetables, but they were like in a little steamer on the grill, whatever you want to call it. So I had that. I had to go really slow though with the brisket because it's thick, it's dense, whatever. But I weigh all my food. I weigh everything that I take to work at night. I have this cute little satchel that I take so that I make sure that I take good food from home. So I had to get something cute. The only time I don't weigh my food is if we go out to eat. And yes, people, I do go out to eat. We ate at Applebee's once. We've ate at Chick-fil-A once or twice. Um, so it is possible. We don't try to do it all the time because we don't want to fall back into the same lifestyle that we used to have where we were eating out all the time. But if I do, it's always things I order like grilled chicken breast. Or one day we went to Luby's and I had turkey. They had it turkey and dressing. Now, of course, I had like maybe a little bite of dressing. But whatever I have, I count it in my calories. It all goes into the MyFitnessPal um, internet site. So everything is weighed and measured. Every calorie is counted to the best of my ability. Sometimes when we go out to eat, I just have to say, oh, I had 2 tablespoons of that, or I had 1 tablespoon of that. And every day it differs. Some days in my stomach I'm able to fit 2.5 ounces of meat or 3 ounces of meat. And then on other days, like tonight when I had the brisket and barbecue chicken, it was a little heavier. So I really only had a bite or two of the brisket. And then once I weighed everything out, it was only, I think, 1.8 ounces. But I had to deal with that because I kind of sacrificed to be able to eat the brisket. I kind of waited a little bit, and then I'll still save that on my plate, and then whatever ounces I needed for my meat, then I'll go back for my second meal and just eat the rest of what I was supposed to get down that I couldn't get down before. And I always stick to the rule of eat my protein first, so I always try to get that in before any, vegetable or baked bean or anything like that because the protein is so important to your body, and I don't want to lose all the muscle that I'm working so hard in the gym to build. So that's kind of been what's been up with me. I'm doing really good at my job. People are noticing. It's really weird because some people are like, "Oh my God," and then other people are like, "Oh, you lost how much weight?" And I think they look at me and they see the same old person, and it makes me wonder, were they not paying attention to me before? Or, I know that when you're a bigger person, for me to lose 40 pounds may not show up as well as for like that girl weighing 160 pounds to lose 40 pounds. That'd be really obvious. So I understand the bigger you are, the more weight you have to lose for it to be obvious. But it's just funny how some people are like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, that's great," but you can tell it's just kind of fake and stuff. So I don't know. Some of the things I've noticed with my body is that it does feel foreign to me sometimes. I can put, kind of do my fingers like this, and before they kind of felt so swollen and like just sausages. Like I couldn't really clasp my hands together, really couldn't put my arms over my chest. It just would look really odd the way I'd have to like do my arms or something. So I can tell that a lot of times if I happen to put my hand on my chest, I can actually like start to feel my collarbone. and and I don't know, it just feels flatter and tighter and more in shape. I can tell a little bit kind of off my face still. And speaking of which, don't adjust your television. No, no, I am now blonde. And it's so weird because I guess because I have it so dark in here and I'm just using, the webcam off of our laptop or whatever, it makes my hair look like, I don't know, Raggedy Ann red right here, which is not that red, I promise. And then the blonde, it makes it look really funny, but I don't know. It was a big change. You gotta have like a new hairdo with the new you, right? And I went from being like that red kind of um, caramel highlights, that type of thing. It was a lot more subtle, I think, than this. So it was kind of a shock whenever I got it, and my kids hated it at first. Oh my God, they hated it. Immediately when I walked in, my son went, "Ooh, Mom," like he did a double take, and he's like, "Oh my God, go back. Make her change her hair." So, needless to say, I did not have a very warm welcome. Also, I'm 35 years old, and when I walked out of the salon, my hair was like super duper like white blonde white, and just had a little bit of red highlight here. That's all it is. It's just a little red highlight, but it's really hard to see. Maybe when I do a video during the day, you'll be able to see it better. And his first remark on it was, "Oh, honey," he's like, "You're a little old for that color now." And I'm like, "Too old for blonde?" I'm like, "Look at the, like, I don't know, the Orange County wives, all of those people on TV. I'm thinking they all have bleached blonde hair and they're like in their 40s and 50s and, plastic surgery and stuff like that." And I was like, I did not know that blonde had an age limit. I really didn't. Maybe I should know that. And if there is an age limit on blondes and those women just don't know it, then please let me know. So I was a little self-conscious of the hairdo for a while, but I'm kind of getting a little more used to it now. So that's all that's really been going on. I've been doing good with food, like I said. Haven't had any of the foamies or slimies, knock on wood. Don't want to experience any of that. So I just pay really good attention to how my food is feeling going down. I know that since I'm weighing my food, I'm not going to let more get in than what should get in. If I'm at a restaurant, again, I just have to eat really slow and pay attention to how it feels. There was the other day we ate at Applebee's, for example, and sometimes when I don't know if I eat too fast, but occasionally like I'll get the hiccups and the belches right after I'm done eating, and there's nothing you can do for hiccups. And when you're in a restaurant, it's kind of embarrassing, and your stomach's making all kinds of noises. So I was like, I know I'm not supposed to, but I said I got to get these hiccups gone. So I took like a small amount of water, just to try to chase the hiccup away. And immediately once we got up out of the restaurant and got outside into the car, several times I kind of was like, "Oh man, I think this food's gonna come up." Like I could kind of feel it in my chest, like it was trying to come up in a wet burp or something. And I was like, "Oh, so this was what this feels like when you drink too close to after eating." So several times I thought I was gonna have to tell my husband to pull over because I thought I was gonna hurl. But hey, within 10 minutes, it's like they said, if you can get through that 10 minutes and your stomach will start to empty, then you'll be fine. And I was just fine. I had no problems whatsoever. So it's just a learning experience. The whole thing is a learning curve. I am not a professional by any means. I just feel like if I share my experiences with y'all, then, you know, and I learn from y'all as well watching y'all's videos. And speaking of which, Sleevelicious 2012, Rachel, I just love you, girl. I'm like, you're in Texas, I'm in Texas. Man, we could just do the town up, let me tell you. And I have to say that I cracked up when I when I was watching your iPhone roulette and the Jay-Z song came on, I was just like, what the hell? So anyway, it was really funny, and you have a really cute personality. I enjoy watching everybody's videos out there, especially people that are ahead of me. It kind of gives me motivation to let me know how you're doing. You know, I watched Leah's video just a second ago. She was talking about being 22 weeks out of her sleeve, and you know, she ate Chick-fil-A too, and was getting to spend some time at a cottage from her boss, and that sounded really cool. And what a great way to escape. So anyway, guys, I will try to do an 8-week video, if not for sure 12 weeks. And hopefully I'll not have another stall before the time I get to do another video. So again, 42 pounds down from 312 to 270. And oh, when I had my stall, one of the things I did was my husband measured me, which I could kick myself in the ass because I didn't do the measurements before. Um, and that would have helped me not cry a river on my stall because I would have been like, oh, I lost this many inches, blah, blah, blah. Um, but at least I have a baseline to go from now. And I know it wasn't going to be the baseline for my biggest weight and stuff, and I probably would have been really impressed with how much I've lost. It feels like I'm shrinking this way when I kind of want to shrink this way, but hey, we'll take it whichever way we get it. But even my daughters were like, Mom, you're kind of going in this way. So, hey, I'll take it. It's all win-win to me. So, best of luck to you guys, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks for watching.